what? This feels quite old school, doesn't it? With the hair and the scrunchie, and I'm sitting in my little corner. I'm going to show you some favourites. So today, I'm going to show you some favourites of mine, because I don't do these every month anymore. I think they became a little bit repetitive. So I might do like occasional ones, but I just really felt like sitting down today and kind of sharing with you what I've been loving recently. I really like the fact that everything looks very 2015 today, actually. Giving me good feelings. Maybe I should make this a kind of updates video as well. I think I should let you know a couple of things that are really cool and important and are happening soon. So I'm working on lots of exciting things at the moment, one of which is merch. So please look out for that in the next couple of weeks. I think there'll be a proper announcement. And what else? I'm just doing lots of cool campaigns. I just feel like I'm really finding my feet with the YouTube thing at the moment. And also I have a blog, if you didn't know. I will link it in the description. I write on there like, at the moment I think it's once a week and I think it's going to be Wednesdays, but I'm really, really enjoying it. I feel like it's a better outlet for the more complicated topics that I talk about, and this YouTube channel is more for my creative outlet. So if you're looking for the kind of introspective, thoughtful commentary on my life, then that's the place to find it. Also, first favourite is this mug. My housemate Lam bought it from Urban Outfitters recently. Absolutely in love. Loving all the boobs. Also, I'd like to mention that my eyeshadow today is courtesy of the new Kristen Liane palette by Urban Decay. I thought this would be a load of brights, so I really wasn't sold on it. But actually, oh, sorry, the brush fell out. Why do we have brushes in palettes still? I don't know. But it's like a bunch of really warm, kind of peachy neutrals, but not too many. I feel like sometimes they can put too many in a palette, but actually, I really like this. Let me know what you think. Please. Oh. And a mystery Amazon package has arrived. Oh, Testosterone Rex, which is for, I think, next month on the Banging Book Club. Speaking of which, sorry, let me catch my breath. Speaking of which, I have a podcast, which I hope you know about. If you don't, I'm going to plug it right now. God, this is like plug central right now. I have a podcast with two of my closest friends called Hannah and Lena. Lena works in publishing. Hannah is a wonderful sex mogul internet woman, and we read a book about sex or gender every single month and review it on our channel. So it's like a fortnightly podcast. We do little mini-sodes where we interview the authors or talk to someone else whose experience is maybe more aligned with the book we're reading. And this is going to be really cool. It's all about masculinity, I believe, and specifically the science behind masculinity. And I'm really excited for that. I think we should start with my favourite of the past 2 months, which is this Keep cup. I'm mad about this Keep cup. I used to have one that was just plastic and multicoloured, but it kind of took on the flavour of whatever you put in it really strongly. So for example, if you're a soup person and you put your soup in a plastic Keep cup, it really will retain the smell of the tomatoes. But this guy here is glass. He's got a cork, like, what is this called? Handle, I guess. Like heat handle, and then a little grey top. And if you don't know, Keep cups are a reusable, basically coffee cup, so you can take it into your local coffee place, and oftentimes they'll actually give you a discount for bringing one of these. But it means that you can live more sustainably with your coffee. I think it's brilliant. I used to use them all the time at university, but I lost mine. I left it at my old house. And now I have a lovely one again, a really fancy one. This one feels more like classy. I don't know why. I really would recommend them, and you're helping save the planet. It's like a moon cup for your mouth, except you're not regurgitating. Okay. In like beauty stuff or skincare, I haven't really found anything. So everything is going wrong. My camera was full, so sorry if this has moved angle slightly. But anyway, I haven't bought any new beauty or skincare products recently because my skin is so unbearably dry and I just don't know what will help it. So if you have any suggestions at the moment, that would be amazing. Please leave them in the comments, because like all of my makeup just separates on my skin and goes scabby at the moment, especially in my T-zone area. Really appreciate recommendations because I'm at a loss. However, the one skincare product I have been using is Sleepy by Lush. It's a body lotion. It's for your body. So my body is also horrifically dry at the moment. It's verging on eczema, probably is eczema. I'm scratching my skin off every night. It's horrendous. But one thing that's helping me sleep is, this moisturiser. Usually I just go unscented all over the body, but then on my pulse points, is that what they're called? I don't know. I put this, and it smells like, it's like lavender, but there's something sweet in it that's not vanilla. I can't really explain it. It's like a herby sweetness. It's really, really lovely. Okay, we've got one more slightly random favourite, which is this candle from And Other Stories. I love the And Other Stories candles because they're big and they're like a really good size, but they're not the Jo Malone prices or like the Diptyque prices. They're a more affordable version, albeit not the most affordable, but for like 40 hours of burn time, I think it works out at like 50p an hour, which I can survive. But this guy smells kind of ashy and smoky, and it's just really comforting and warming at night. I wouldn't want to put it on every single night, but it is nice. Fashion favourites. I have two. Again, I was holding off on doing a big overhaul because I really wanted to wait until there's a bit more spring stuff in my spring capsule wardrobe. However, sorry, I'm holding this out of shot. Let me bring it in. I found that when I was going on nights out, I didn't have a decent jacket that would keep me warm and was kind of light enough or small enough that I could either wear it in the club or, I don't know, I had stuff that was like big and formal and you could use for every day, but I didn't have anything that was more casual and a jacket. And I just didn't know where to find something like that, and I didn't really know what I wanted. Something like a leather jacket, but not a leather jacket. And so I found one day this jacket in Urban Outfitters. It's cropped, and it's a puffer jacket of sorts. It's like, can you hear that? ASMR guys going wild right now. But yeah, and it's got this kind of faux sheepskin lining, these nice red stripes down the arms, and on nights out I normally just wear all black and jeans, so it's perfect. The second purchase is something very similar. I wanted a pair of shoes that were heeled but not too heeled, that wouldn't be too cold, that I could wear on nights out and to events, because I go to a fair number of events at the moment in the evenings and I want to look nice and I don't necessarily want to wear trainers, or I want like smart trainers. I've tried the smart trainers thing with the internationalists and it's good and it works and I do wear them a lot, but they are a little bit too casual, I think, for certain events. So I picked up these sock boots from Topshop. I'm trying to hold it in a way that doesn't go near my black top, but these have a really good sized heel that's not too tall that you can't walk in it for a fair bit of time. Like I can do the walks to and from the tube to events and stuff. They've got really nice pointed toe and they make everything look so elongated and streamlined. And they're a sock boot. They keep your feet warm. You can wear huge socks under these and you still look fine. They're absolutely fine for like standing in queues and walking from the tube to a place, and they're fine. You could wear them on a night out and your feet would only hurt a tiny bit the next day. These sock boots are very good and I'd really recommend. Okay, let's talk about music. I am hugely into SZA's album again. This was really unexpected for me because I really enjoyed it towards like the middle end of last year. And then obviously, as you do with albums, you kind of take it off rotation. And then recently, I don't know what it is about January, but something about January meant I needed some, I hate the word empowering at the moment, but empowering, I don't know, female music. I needed some decent female music to listen to. And I went back to Control and it's been in my like repeat playlist ever since. You know what I think it was actually? I think it was, I listened back to Consideration by Rihanna and then I was like, oh yeah, SZA wrote this. I would quite like to listen to more SZA. I just want her to release a mixtape or some other project that can keep me like, what's the word? Just keeping me salivating at the moment, and I'd like my thirst to be quenched for a little while. So there's SZA, and then also I've been loving Jadu Heart. I don't know if you say Jadu or Jadu Heart, but I saw them live supporting Tom Tripp in October and I was kind of aware of them. And then they released a song with Mira Massa and that's when I went, oh, that's really interesting. These guys are cool. And then I was at a meeting in Clerkenwell Grind and I heard their song The Love playing. And you know when you hear something as a background song and you go, wait, this is really good. What is this? I did that. And I found their EP, put it on my like saved on Spotify and have been listening to it on repeat. I love their EP. I think if you like Foals, like old Foals, the first album, and if you like MIA and that kind of eclectic sounding, it's like an eclectic sound, and then Crystal Fighters as well. It's reminiscent of the bands I'd go and see in 2010 and 2011 when I went to festivals. But it's just good, that kind of sound, but it's really updated and I really love it and I'd really recommend their music. And you can listen to all of this stuff on my current playlist. I keep updated playlists for each season, don't you know? This current one's called Frosty and it's got a lot of same music that isn't actually that frosty. At the moment it's quite optimistic because I'm looking forward to spring. But if you want to check that out, I will leave a link in the description. I love my playlists. You can go and see all of them, find the one that you love, and I hope you enjoy my music taste as much as I do. I forgot a random favourite, and I think this favourite is actually really important. Leon. You know, the restaurant. Well, it's not really a restaurant. It's kind of like an on-the-go cafe. But since going gluten-free, I have really struggled with finding food when I'm out and about, or I'm rushing to a meeting, or, you know, I've been really struggling to find food that is gluten-free and isn't sushi. So I discovered Leon again. I've always loved Leon, but they have a whole, like pretty much everything they sell is gluten-free in terms of meals, other than things with like wraps. So they have a whole range, and they also do this lemon and ginger crunch bar, which is, it sounds bad, but let me finish. It's like a lemon drizzle cake, and it's exceptional. It's so good, and it's the only thing I found that's gluten-free that doesn't taste gluten-free. So Leon, if you're listening, I love you. If you have the equivalent of a black card, please bring it my way. And finally, I'd like to talk about the Keeping It Candid podcast, which is done by Sophie Milner and Millie Cotton. These are two fashion bloggers who mainly operate on Instagram now, I think, but Sophie has a really great YouTube channel. And I discovered Sophie sometime last year, and I really enjoyed watching all of her stuff. And slowly I followed her Instagram, and then I discovered this podcast, and I was like, to be honest, do I want another podcast which is women talking about things that women have? I don't know. But I was kind of curious after a while, because they were actually talking about really cool, relevant pop culture things that are to do as well with blogging and this kind of internet world that we live in, which I'm sure you're very aware of if you watch my channel. And so I went and listened to an episode on their Instagram rates and what they should charge for Instagrams, and I was like, this is amazing. They cover everything from Logan Paul all the way down to talking about what they would say to their exes if they could talk to them again. And there is a real pop culture theme. They kind of talk about what's happened on the internet this week, and then with a kind of blogging flavour to it, but then also there's kind of stuff about them and their own lives. Anyway, I find it really soothing and really nice to listen to on the tube, and if you like podcasts, I think you would too. Okay, I think that's everything I have to talk to you about today. I have really enjoyed this. I've missed 2015, Lucy. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. I'm going to go over here so there can be like an end screen load of stuff here. But do let me know if you have any skincare recommendations for really dry skin, because I am suffering.